Do you want to know the key to earning and giving true respect? In today's video, we'll explore 10 powerful traits that Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary samurai, believed are worthy of admiration. Master these qualities, and not only will you gain the respect of others, but you'll also live a life of honor and strength. Lesson 1. Lie repeatedly. One of the fastest ways to lose respect, trust, and trustworthiness is to lie a lot. Being honest is the most important thing in any relationship, personal or business. Lying all the time builds a basis of dishonesty that makes people less likely to trust them. The famous fighter and planner Miyamoto Musashi thought that what someone says is just as important as what they do. Telling lies hurts not only the people around you, but also yourself. It shows that you don't have any character or ethics, which are two important traits for getting respect. Musashi taught that respect is the foundation of a warrior's road. Being truthful and honest was important to him because it was the only way to keep a good image and be trusted. Someone who lies a lot is like a house built on sand. It might hold up for a while, but when you show them the truth, it will fall down. It may seem like telling lies is an easy way to avoid trouble or get ahead in the short term, but they always have negative effects in the long run. When people lie a lot, they might think they're getting away with it, but their relationships are slowly falling apart. People start to doubt everything someone says, even if it's true, once they are caught lying. People start to question the lie, and they are no longer taken seriously or admired. Without trust, relationships fall apart, and someone who lies a lot ends up being alone and mistrusted. Musashi taught that lying is a sign of a weak character. For a real fighter to reach their goals, they don't have to lie. Instead, they are brave and honest when they face problems. On the other hand, lying shows that you are afraid, insecure, and don't respect yourself. People lie either because they are scared of the truth or because they think they can't get ahead without tricking other people. So, lying can turn into a bad habit. It is common for people who lie to need to tell more lies to cover up their first lie. This makes a web of lies. As a result, it's harder to keep interactions going, and you end up with extra worry and anxiety. The liar's mental and emotional energy is constantly being used up by keeping up a fake story, which makes it hard for them to focus on personal growth or important goals. Musashi's theory says that you can gain respect by being honest, disciplined, and consistent. People who lie a lot don't have these traits, so they are not worthy of respect. They hurt their image by being dishonest, and it also stops them from growing and succeeding in life. No matter how hard it is, telling the truth is the only way to live a good life. People who lie a lot don't do this, and because of it, they don't earn the respect of others. Lesson 2. Gossip behind others' backs. One of the worst and most dishonest things a person can do is talk about someone behind their back. It hurts people's identities, breaks trust, and makes people suspicious and negative. Honor, honesty, and self-discipline were important to Miyamoto Musashi in all areas of life. Gossiping goes against these values. Not only does talking badly about other people behind their backs show that you are weak, but it also makes you look bad. A lot of the time, people who talk do it to feel like they fit or are better than others. They think that by spreading stories or private information, they can make people like them or look like they know more. But Musashi's lessons tell us that the only way to be truly strong is to build others up, not tear them down. Talking about other people behind their backs shows that you are insecure and don't value yourself because you are looking for approval through their problems or flaws. Honest people don't need to boost their own status by putting others down. Gossip makes the situation unhealthy, whether it's at work or in a personal relationship. It builds mistrust because the person who is being talked about could find out what was said, which could damage relationships and cause stress. People who hear the rumors will probably also wonder if someone is talking about them behind their backs. In turn, this leads to more doubt and criticism, which weakens the foundations of any community or group. Musashi thought that gossiping was a sign of not being disciplined. He thought that words had power and knew that they could either make things better or worse. It is cowardly to say bad things about other people without giving them a chance to protect themselves. A real hero meets conflict head-on and deals with problems directly instead of talking about them behind closed doors. Musashi would have thought that gossiping was a waste of time and energy that could be used to get better at something, get better at what you do, or work towards something important. Also, talk makes people less respectable. People who spread rumors may get notice or power for a short time, but in the long run, people will not respect them. Some people don't trust them and think they're cunning, so they shouldn't be counted on or told secrets. Musashi said that you can gain respect by being honest and doing good things, not by lying or manipulating others. So, talking about other people behind their backs is dishonest, hurts relationships, and shows that the person doing it is not a good person. Musashi's lessons stress how important it is to be honest, deal with problems straight, and work on your own growth instead of putting others down. In line with Musashi's ideas of honor and self-discipline, avoiding talk not only helps us keep our own integrity, but it also creates an atmosphere of trust and respect for each other. Lesson 3. Disrespectful behavior. One of the fastest ways to lose someone's respect is to treat them badly. Musashi's lessons stress how important it is to treat everyone with respect and humility, no matter what their place or status is. Someone who constantly treats others badly, whether by being rude, condescending, or ignoring them, shows they lack character and growth. Respect goes both ways. People who don't show it won't get it back. People who act disrespectfully often do so because they are cocky or feel unsafe. Some people try to feel better about themselves by putting others down because they think that will make them look bigger. But this way of thinking is very wrong. Musashi thought that real strength comes from within, and that to feel powerful, one doesn't have to put other people down. In fact, Musashi's code of honor stresses being humble and respectful to everyone, especially in how we treat those around us. Disrespect can look like a lot of different things these days. It could be seen in the way someone talks down to others, cuts people off in the middle of a conversation, or doesn't pay attention to what other people are saying or feeling. It can also show up as not wanting to listen or saying hurtful things while saying they are being honest or just telling it like it is. This kind of behavior often leads to anger and mistrust, which can ruin relationships and make it impossible for people to respect each other. Musashi taught us that respect is gained through behavior, and people who act disrespectfully show that they are not self-aware or disciplined. Not only does disrespect hurt other people, it hurts the person who does it too. People are less likely to trust or work with someone who constantly puts them down or doesn't care about them. So this behavior cuts them off from important relationships and growth chances over time. On the other hand, people who are constantly kind, patient, and understanding are more likely to be admired and respected. Musashi says that to live an honorable life, you need to be disciplined, self-controlled, and humble. People who have these traits not only earn respect, but they also show others how to act. Lesson 4. Take advantage of others. It's a clear sign of shame and weakness to use other people. Musashi's lessons stress having strong character, being independent, and being honest. If you take advantage of someone, you use their trust, weakness, or kindness to get what you want. This kind of behavior goes against the honorable life that Musashi pushed for because it shows greed, lying, and a lack of morals. When someone uses others without their permission, it shows that they don't have the skills or determination to succeed on their own. They choose the easier way out of trickery rather than working hard, getting better, or being honest. Their moral and personal weakness is clear because they depend on lying and taking advantage of others instead of their own skills and values. When you take advantage of other people, you also break the trust that is so important in any relationship, personal or business. Once trust is lost, it's hard, if not impossible, to fix. People lose respect for someone when they see that they are willing to use or control them for their own gain. No one looks up to or regards someone who they can't trust. Musashi's lessons tell us that relationships should be based on honor, respect, and helping each other, not on taking advantage of each other. Also, someone who takes advantage of others will always have to deal with the results. People who are missiled may want to get back at the person who lied to them, stop supporting them, or tell others about them. No one wants to be around someone who uses other people for their own gain, so this can lead to loneliness and failure. People who use others for their own gain hurt themselves in the long run because they hurt their own trustworthiness and image. Musashi thought that discipline, respect, and kindness were the best ways to show that you were truly strong. Using other people shows that you are not strong inside. People like this don't focus on progress. Instead, they look for short-term wins, often at the price of others. You are being very weak by living this way, and Musashi would have hated it. A person of respect, on the other hand, wants to help others, not hurt them. They value working together and treating each other with respect because they know that honesty is the key to real success. Musashi's lessons tell us to treat everyone with trust, respect, and fairness in everything we do. Not only is it shameful to take advantage of others, but it also makes the person less valuable and limits their potential to be truly great. People who take advantage of others may get short-term benefits, but they will never gain respect or love in the long term. Musashi taught us that the way to honor and respect is to work hard, be independent, and be honest. People who take advantage of others don't deserve respect, and they hurt themselves in the process. Lesson 5. Fail to take responsibility. Personally being responsible was one of Musashi's most important lessons. According to his ideas, a real fighter is responsible for everything they do, whether it works or not. Someone isn't mature or self-aware if they constantly refuse to take responsibility for their actions. They often say that other people are to blame for their mistakes, don't want to take responsibility, and won't see how their actions affect the people around them. People who don't want to learn and grow aren't ready to take responsibility. Musashi thought that every mistake was a chance to learn and grow, and that dodging responsibility stops people from growing. You have to be strong and humble to accept when you're wrong and learn from your mistakes. Individuals who do not do this are stuck and unable to progress in their lives because they refuse to acknowledge their flaws. People who don't want to take responsibility often make a mess after they leave. They leave issues unsolved, relationships broken, and work unfinished. People don't trust and are frustrated by this behavior. As Musashi would have told us, we shouldn't trust or admire people who won't take responsibility for their actions. Taking responsibility is a sign of power, and people who avoid it all the time are weak. Being responsible is the only way to gain respect. Without it, respect can't exist. Lesson 6. Constantly complain without solutions. When people are upset, they naturally want to complain. But when they do it all the time, it turns into a bad habit. The energy of those around them is sapped by people who complain all the time without giving answers. Musashi taught people to be strong, make decisions, and find ways to get past problems. He thought that fighters don't whine about their problems. Instead, they change, keep going, and find answers. People who complain all the time are often stuck in a bad mood. They think about what is wrong instead of what can be done to make things better. This lack of effort shows that you are weak and unwilling to do anything. Musashi's theory tells us that life is full of problems that we have to solve. It is by doing this that we become better. This way of thinking is different from complaining without trying to find answers. It means you don't want to be responsible or in charge of your own life. It's hard to respect someone who is always complaining because their bad mood spreads. It's hard to be around them because they make people feel down and powerless. Musashi would have told us to stay away from these kinds of people because they don't follow the concepts of honor, power, and determination. People who complain all the time but don't do anything about it are not worthy of respect because they are not willing to change themselves or their situation. Lesson 7. Refuse to apologize or forgive. It shows pride and mental weakness to refuse to say sorry or forgive. Musashi's lessons stress how important it is to be humble and understand other people. If someone can't admit they were wrong or forgive others for their mistakes, they will stay angry and not be able to heal. Musashi thought that this kind of behavior showed a lack of inner peace and knowledge. Being humble and ready to accept when you're wrong are important. When you want to say sorry, you have to be able to understand and forgive someone else's point of view in order to forgive them. Both are important for keeping relationships healthy. When people refuse to say sorry or accept, unsolved problems continue to grow, which leads to stress and conflict. Musashi thought that someone who holds on to anger or hatred becomes weaker. It takes your attention away from trying to improve yourself and fills your thoughts with bad feelings. It's often because of pride that people refuse to accept or say sorry. They put their pride above the health of their relationships. This kind of behavior is not worthy of respect because it shows a lack of emotional understanding and growth. Respect comes from being able to understand each other, being humble, and being ready to say you're wrong. It's impossible for someone who won't apologize or forgive to grow these traits, so they can't earn the respect of those around them. Musashi taught us that being able to forgive and be humble are signs of power, not weakness, and that people who don't have these traits don't deserve our respect. Lesson 8. Disrespect other people's time. Musashi's lessons stress how important it is to use our time properly because it is one of the most valuable things we have. When someone constantly shows disrespect for others' time by being late, changing plans at the last minute, or not meeting goals, they don't care about them. Musashi thought that being disciplined and good at managing your time were very important for success. You can't trust someone who doesn't value their time to value anything else. Not valuing someone's time is more than just a bother. It shows that you don't care about their goals and obligations. People who are always late or can't be relied on show that they value their own time more than others. People get angry and suspicious when someone acts in this way because it shows they are not responsible or accountable. Musashi would have thought this was a bad example of concentration. You have to be careful and precise with your time, just like you would with any other resource. People who waste it, whether it's their own or someone else's, are not living up to the values of respect and honor. Musashi's lessons tell us to be careful with how we spend our time and to value other people's time, because it shows what kind of person we are and how disciplined we are. When you respect someone, you value their time just as much as your own. People who don't do this show that they don't care about the people around them. People who are disciplined, on time, and reliable are honorable, and Musashi would tell us that people who don't have these traits are not worthy of respect. Lesson 9. Constantly seek attention. People who are always trying to get attention do it to make up for the fact that they don't feel good about themselves or are insecure. Musashi's lessons stress how important it is to be self-disciplined, aware of oneself, and strong inside. Anyone who is happy with their life doesn't need to be the center of attention. Their acts and growth speak for themselves, so they don't worry about what other people think. Seeking attention all the time is a sign of being vain and self-centered. It shows that they care more about getting attention than making real relationships and being honest. Musashi thought that real strength comes from within, and that someone who is always looking for approval from others is not really strong. Their need for attention takes their attention away from what's important. Growing as a person, someone who always wants to be the center of attention can't be respected. Their actions often bring down those around them because they try to put themselves above others. This lack of self-control goes against Musashi's lessons, which stress respect and moderation. The only thing someone who is always trying to get attention is themselves. They are not interested in making friends or helping others. Musashi's wise words tell us that deeds, not words or showy behavior, win respect. People who are always trying to get attention care more about how they look than what they are saying. Because of this, they don't deserve respect. We shouldn't try to be the center of attention. Instead, we should work on getting better at what we do and having our deeds speak for us, like Musashi did. Lesson 10. Lack of integrity. Honesty is crucial for maintaining a strong reputation and trust in relationships, both personal and professional. It leads to confusion, stress, and anger when actions and words don't align, resulting in lies, theft, or attempts to change things. Living with honor, as taught by Musashi, is essential for real strength and peace. Musashi believed that a warrior's word is their tie, and people don't deserve respect if they can't be trusted to keep their promises or act in line with their morals. Integrity means sticking to one's beliefs, even when it could benefit personally. People who give up their morals for short-term gains lose the trust and respect of others, which is more valuable than the lies and cheating they use to gain. Not having ethics makes a person feel less at peace with themselves, as they will eventually have to deal with the results of their actions. This feeling of guilt, anxiety, and doubt can affect relationships, work, and overall quality of life. Having ethics is the key to living a strong, honorable, and respected life. People can trust you when you do the right thing, and being consistent builds trust in both personal and business interactions. Integrity means living in a way that is consistent with your morals and beliefs, being honest with yourself and others, even when it's hard. Ultimately, not being honest hurts not only one's image but also their sense of self. People who lack this important trait may succeed in the short term, but will fail in the long run due to their built-in lies and deception. Without ethics, individuals are not worthy of respect because they have given up the traits that make a life strong, disciplined, and honorable.